Alrighty guys, so today is planting day, finally. So it's got the stand all set up here this morning and all ready to go for any customers that want to come and look at flowers and stuff. And I brought my planter down from up in the barn and want to get this thing all ready to go. The oldest children are going to be getting off school early today. They got half day today, so they'll be home a little before lunch. So I'm trying to get this thing all tuned up and filled up with water and nutrients and everything to go in for the plants already. Make sure everything's tuned up, got the right teeth on the wheel and all that stuff, so we can get going as soon as they're done eating lunch and get some watermelons in, and then later on some cantaloupes. So I don't know if I had a video 2 years ago on this planter a little bit, same planter. Actually, I might have been renting that one at that point. It's the same planter, but it might have been different from renting from another guy. But pretty cool unit here. Got the water tank on top, and I'm gonna be putting in some high phosphorus fertilizer, 1445. There's some nitrogen, a little bit of phosphorus, a lot of phosphorus in there, some sulfur, micronutrients. Give these plants a real nice start. They need a little bit of nitrogen, phosphorus there at the beginning, and it's just a nice mix. That GZ there, I would not do it without that stuff. That stuff is magic. It's got root stimulant in there, very heavy on the biostimulants. It's a biological product, a lot of humic acids, fulvic acid, humic acids, just a lot of biostimulants there to help reduce stress on the plant, and this helped the plants get a good start. Night and day difference when I use that stuff or don't use that stuff. I almost would wait a day of planting if I didn't have it. So I actually am waiting. There's a product called Root Shield that's supposed to be coming in the mail here, FedEx. I'm hoping soon, because I'd like to put it in before I plant. But if I have to, I'll run it through the drip later. But I'm hoping to it gets here before I go planting. So that's also kind of a biological fungicide to protect the roots from disease. Definitely a very expensive product, but it's like I forget the pound bag. It's like a 1 or 2 pound bag. It might not even be that much. It's a small bag and it's like $300. So it's very expensive, but you only use a couple ounces, and it's just a major protector against root diseases. And you can have problems in your field. If you can eliminate those problems early on or just reduce them, you're gonna make that money back tenfold, for sure. So it's worth having in there, and that bag will go on all my crops basically this year, so it'll go a long ways. Alrighty, so right now I have 3 teeth on this guy. That's correct. I think this is a 34-inch spacing on this with 3 teeth. You can pull these plugs out of here and put teeth in at any spacing you want. You can go to 3 inches, 6 inches, all the different numbers there. But I believe right now, I'm set at 34 with 3 on there, if I remember correctly. But then you have this double nozzle. It comes from the tank. The hose comes down there, and you could potentially run 2 wheels in this machine. I only really run 1. And then basically when we're ready to go, I can open this guy up. I'll just show you off the right side here. You open that up and you can run water out. Right now it's just water. I didn't put nothing in the tank yet, but so when we get going, we'll run it the other way into the unit here. And then basically got the holes there, and punches a hole, and you can see the light where the water would come down, fill the hole up with water, and yeah, we're good to go. So got the weights on here to help keep down pressure on to punch the hole deep for the plant to go into, and we plant along. So I'm gonna fill this guy up and be ready to go. All right, so I hopped up here on the top of the tank, and we got some water going in here, and gonna add some of my water soluble fertilizer. It's the yellow color to it, but that'll change after I add my black biostimulant in there. But I usually put about 5 pounds or so in this tank. I usually figure, and that's about roughly about 5 cups. A cup to a pound, that's what I figure. It's close enough. It's not exact, but it's pretty close. I don't need to be real precise here. I usually kind of figure this tank load, I think it's 150 gallons, usually runs me about half an acre, roughly, depending on how fast you go and how fast you have the water running and all those type of things. Changes that, so just kind of have a safe feed. So get myself a little bit of this stuff in here. I'm gonna run about a quart to this. Actually, no, that's a little strong. I'm gonna stay a little under that. So that'll darken this water to be almost pitch black. So that stuff's a real black material. A lot of humic acids make that black. And if you get a humic acid product, one way to know the concentration is the blacker it is. If you get a humic acid product and it's only brown or light brown, there's not much in there. Humic acid is black, so if you add it to the water and you're only making it brown, get a better product. That's my thoughts on that. So we're gonna fill this guy up, and hopefully when the kids come home, we can plant. Look at Paige going up here, getting this asparagus patch cleaned up. I didn't even tell her to do that. She just saw it was a mess, which it is. Goes about 100 feet out there. And there's asparagus in here that we're picking for our roadside market that kind of got neglected because of all the other stuff. And she's getting that cleaned up. Look at that. One of the hardest working 15-year-olds you ever see. Kids are finally home from school. We're about ready to go. I got my planter loaded. Just want to show you here what I'm doing with the two. So we're going to plant watermelons first. So I actually have a pollinator that I need to put in between my seedless that helps to pollinate my watermelons. So right now I have 3 teeth on here that are 34 inches apart, or basically 3 feet more or less on spacing, and I want to put a pollinator 1 every 3 plants. So what I'm going to do here, these rubber spacers in here, I can pop them out at any distance. So I'm just going to come to the middle one here. There's 7, and I can pop this guy out of there. It's just a rubber piece there that basically, you know, later on I'll put this back in and go back to planting cantaloupes. And then I can put an extra tooth in here. So it's got tension on there, and to pop it in, and we're ready to plant. And so then as we go along, it'll make an extra hole every time it goes around. So for 2 spots, we'll have 3 feet, 3 feet, and then you'll have a short hole. And the pollinator, my seeded melons will go in the pollinator hole to pollinate my fruit that I'm really after, which is a seedless. So without that one in between there, I wouldn't get any watermelons. I would just have nice watermelon plants. I wouldn't get any fruit. So we need that pollinator in there, either some kind of a sidekick they call it, or a seeded melon to put pollen out for the seedless melons. So anyway, we're just about ready to roll here. As soon as we're done eating lunch, we're gonna load up and go planting. So this is perfect timing. I was hoping that my root shield was going to come UPS, and like literally right when I was getting ready to go plant, it showed up. So it's perfect timing. So this is actually a biological product. It's organic. We put it in. You can run it drip or drench onto the plants, which is what I'm going to do because I can get away with using. I think the rate's at 3 to 8 ounces per 100 gallons, so it's a very little amount. I could also put it in my transplant water, but I'm not. You know, that would take about half a pound to do that. And this is almost $300 for this bag, so it's I want to try to conserve it. But it does help to fight off disease on the roots, and very effective. And for a $high crop like watermelons, anything I can do to help me keep healthy plants, I'm going to do, especially when it's a good organic biological like this. So I'm just going to put an ounce of in my water here, and then water it on real good, soak it in, and then we're going to plant. Need a better sprinkling can.
Don't hit the car.
got 1,000 watermelon plants in. It took us a little over 2 hours, right around that, to get them in. So now we got the cantaloupes on. We got 9 trays of 72, so right around 650 or so of these. So I gotta get rid of this extra tooth here in the middle. We're not gonna need him anymore. So we want to plug this guy back up. We're just gonna want same spacing for everything. So back in business now. We can go for cantaloupes. Taking a minute to reload my planter, and thought I'd just show you to our newest farm animal, Charlie. Cute little guy. He's got out here in the afternoon sun a little bit. He's main time is spent in our mudroom. The original plan for this guy was to put him in the freezer at the end of the year, but considering he's got a name and he's living in my house, I don't think that's going to happen. So anyway, he's now a pet, I suppose. But this is Charlie, cute little guy. Trying to train him at this point. At least my daughter is, to only pee outside, so we'll see if that can happen. But cute little guy, eats everything that we don't and everything we do. Our other guy here, we just got over the fall, is this pretty old horse here, come from Kansas. Brother-in-law brought him in real cheap. Used to be a cutting horse. Daughter's having a blast with him, but his name is Bo. So 2 new additions to the farm family here since the fall. Most recently though is Mr. Charlie. So all right, I think we're about ready to go again. Call it the hired help napping. Man, it's hard to find good help around here. Alrighty folks, we're coming down the last row of the cantaloupes. So we got this little section, and then we're doing another section on the other side of the field. I don't normally split stuff up like that, but I'm looking to put a greenhouse in this area later this summer, and I want these in and out of the way. That's why I'm doing this early crop here, so it's done and out of my way. And all against the woods. Same reason I'm trying to get away from the deer. So they're gonna track up my plastic, so I wanna get those early plants in and out. That's why I'm separating these. But nice little short rows, be fun to pick. But I'm getting hungry for cantaloupes. I love cantaloupes and watermelon, so we're can't wait. A couple weeks here, we'll be eating them.